For 20 years, search engines organized global knowledge by cataloging billions of static web links. Now, those traditional indexes are dissolving. Generative AI models are replacing them, acting as a new discovery layer that reads, summarizes, and answers questions directly. This diagram shows the distribution of training data for the world's most popular large language models. The massive central cluster is English. The fragmented nodes on the periphery represent the relatively small amount of data available for regional European languages. When an AI system lacks robust training in languages like Slovenian, Greek, or Latvian, it loses the ability to reason with local context. Subtle legal distinctions, public sector terminology, and regional cultural references are often flattened or misunderstood. Relying on infrastructure that prioritizes English means that European knowledge is filtered through a foreign lens. When the machine layer cannot natively comprehend a region's language, that region's specific history and data are represented with less precision. Europe operates as a complex knowledge system woven across 24 official languages and dozens of regional dialects. To bridge the gap, many global AI platforms take an English-based reasoning process and run the final output through a machine translation layer. But translation is not comprehension. Just as human interpreters rely on deep cultural reasoning to convey intent, an AI model needs native context to understand the actual meaning behind regional vocabulary. Digital sovereignty requires technical infrastructure that comprehends data at the source, rather than treating local languages as an afterthought to be translated. To address this language bias at the code level, Europe is building its own foundational infrastructure, EUROLLM. The 22 billion parameter EUROLLM architecture is trained on over 4 trillion data tokens. This massive dataset splits into 35 distinct language streams. By treating these streams equally, the model achieves native machine understanding across 24 official EU languages, reasoning locally rather than translating. Policy and regulation alone cannot secure digital independence. True sovereignty requires engineering the physical data pipelines and the language models from the ground up. A sovereign AI layer also requires public accountability. Infrastructure operating within European borders must meet strict regulatory and public interest expectations. This accountability is achieved through open weights, a technical standard that makes the model's internal architecture accessible for independent auditing. Closed foreign models operate as black boxes, preventing users from seeing how decisions are made. Open weights give regional businesses, researchers, and public institutions the transparency they need to adapt the AI to their specific compliance standards. An AI system proves its reliability when the public and industrial sectors can fully inspect its internal logic. For European organizations, the emergence of a sovereign AI layer shifts the focus from simple rankings to technical representation. Traditional SEO relied on search engines crawling static web pages and matching keywords to rank documents. AI SEO requires a different approach. Generative models construct answers by synthesizing facts. To be visible, you must feed the model clear, structured data so it can accurately map your organization's credibility, context, and specific language markets. Reaching an audience is no longer about climbing a list of indexed links. It depends on whether your entity is correctly interpreted by generative discovery systems. Multimodal video provides a stream of structured knowledge that AI models ingest directly. A single video file shatters into an organized network of machine-readable signals. A video player generates 3 data streams: transcripts, speaker ID, and subtitles. These feed into a centralized entity profile. A native model like EUROLLM locks onto these signals, connecting spoken expertise, identity, and regional language to map an organization's authority within a local market. Providing sovereign infrastructure with this kind of structured, localized data ensures that European institutions and creators are accurately represented in the new machine layer. A society secures digital sovereignty when it builds the capacity to describe itself entirely in its own languages and on its own terms.